for both teams.
I tell you, it'll be a brilliant win for both teams if they end up there, but a wee bit of racing still to go.
Yeah.
And right now it's closing right up. And again, like we've seen so many times, that look at that race stat, 2,121 overtakes in the race so far. 22, 23, 24.
It's just non-stop action. That's one of the great things about multi-category racing, is that if one battle seems to be fizzling out, there will always be another one. Well, Charlie Eastwood and TF Sport Aston. TF have got a good record here in European Le Mans Series and in British GT, but to do it on a world stage would be something very, very special indeed. And they've shown plenty of pace with this car. So to Project One. Project One claiming their first World Championship pole position here at Silverstone. And after, as we head to 1/3 distance, this is probably not the time to say we've only lost one car so far, because they'll start dropping like flies in the final 20 minutes.
You should know better, sir.
Yeah. Hey, if I can't curse, what's the point of being a commentator? Now then, this is the the SMP Racing Dallara still trying to hang on Igor Orodchev ahead of Gustavo Menezes, but Rami O'Reilly, that car spun up very quickly coming out of Luffield.
Approaching the end of the second hour. Still real dogfight, isn't it? GT Pro.
Yeah, it really is, and only Kevin Estra's 92 car came in for tyres. Kevin Estra has taken over from Michael Christensen. Christensen does not look... I was going to say, does he look well? Looks a bit Alan McNish there in that shot. Poor Aston Martin driver with prototypes flying by in both mirrors. See if we can get Louise Beckett to go and have a chat with Michael Christensen. Talking to Jörg Bergmeister, he was saying they had a bit of a sort of yellow flag situation in qualifying, and suddenly all the temperature was gone out of his tyres. And he said, I just pushed too hard, the tyres were too cold, and had a big lock-up on the first corner of my flying lap, and that was it all done. So I wonder if Christensen was having tyre pressure, tyre temperature issues. Don't forget they had the tyres on right from the beginning. The tyre pressure guesstimates weren't quite where they needed to be. Black and white flag for Julian Andlauer. That's the 77 Dempsey Proton Porsche that was trying to get by Charlie Eastwood. He's being warned for track limits, which is much more recent than that battle. Andlauer currently, well, he's 21 seconds ahead of Ben Barker in 4th place, so that's not a battle. This is, though, this is for 4th place in LMP1. Gustavo Menezes trying to put Rebellion back into 3rd and 4th. The SMP racing car currently is in 4th. Well, team manager of car number 3 was summoned to race control a few laps ago. Toyota in the pit lane, it's the number 8 car in from 2nd place. 67 laps completed by the leaders. They came in after 22 and this car after 44. So it's now done a 23-lap stint, which is sort of what we thought it probably should be doing after the first stint, but I think they stopped a lap early to... Oh! Labra competition car loops around. That is the car that's at the tail of the field. That's Romano Ricci gathering it all back up.
Yeah, Alonso, they pulled in Buemi 1 lap early, and then they'd given him more fuel to sort of pull a gap. And that meant that he was on a 22-lap stint the previous one, and this one 23. 23 looks like their standard.
Still the battle between Igor Orodchev and Gustavo Menezes. That's the one really that is tight at the top of the leaderboard in LMP1. Well, Louise Beckett down in the pit lane, as ever, fully wired into all the gossip. We heard that the Rebellion number 3 team manager was summoned to race control, Lou, and you know why.
Yes, I just spoke to Bart, and he said what happened was Gustavo was weaving to get some pickup off his tyres behind the cars, and they just wanted him to calm down a little bit.
Thank you for that. And the Silverstone hare. It's not a proper race at Silverstone if there isn't a Silverstone hare.
I've hit one before. Unfortunately, he wasn't quite as quick as that chap.
It's absolutely a tradition of racing here at Silverstone.
7 in the pits. Mike Conway comes in for his first stop, the third stop for the car. Hits the marks. Yeah, changing the rear tail. And this will be an aerodynamic balance change. It's two basically bolts that come off. It should be done while the fueling happens, so it's not a problem. And this is now, allows you to basically optimize the performance of the car all the way through the race without any penalty whatsoever. So you play with the nose and the tail to get their balances back as the circuit evolves, as the conditions change.
Toyota's
as well.
Toyota's first and second. It'll be no surprise that a Toyota is fastest in all 3 sectors of the lap. But the number 8 car is fastest in sector 1. The number 7 car, which has just gone back into the lead, is faster than its teammates and indeed anyone else in both sector 2 and sector 3. And that's the really quick stuff, and that's where their tiny lap time advantage is coming. But we are talking fractions. In from 5th is the number 3 car. Gustavo Menezes' doors open, but I don't think that's going to be a driver change. I think he's staying in. I think they're just topping up his cup of tea bottle. It's not actually cup of tea, and it's not the power drink that he's sponsored by that I can't mention either. I think I can mention tea. Porsche Aston Martin continues. Richard Leeds still out there. That shows that when they brought Kevin Estre in, clearly it wasn't because he was low on fuel. They really were losing time on those tyres, and they just needed to get him in and get the car back up to speed, whether they had to sacrifice 2 or 3 laps on track or not. LMP2 car in.
This is the second place car, Riquelme, that's in the pits.
It's also the point in the race where the prototype pit stops coincide with the GT cars.
Yep.
So it could get pretty busy. 2
hours completed at Silverstone. P2, P1 and GT Pro class. Now, Patrick Lindsay is out, and so too is a big seat bolster. The thing with Porsches is that when Jules Bianchi